is up, guys, girls, and you awesome minions and gamers of different shapes. And so wait a minute, why am I at the bottom of the scoreboard? Why am I? Who put me there? Who put me there? I mean, I know we haven't actually like scored anything yet, but I want to be at the top. I want to be important. I mean, everyone looks at the person at the top. We're gonna have to fight for it. We're gonna have to fight for it. What is up, guys, gals, and means? It's me, Josh, aka Proxy, bringing you some Titanfall 2 today on the PlayStation 4. Not the PlayStation 4 Pro just yet, but I do have some gameplay for you, which looks really freaking awesome. I also, and it's really, really cool, I just want to clap my hands in excitement. I ended up getting a Mountain Dew code. I don't drink Mountain Dew, this is the thing. But Mountain Dew have actually put on a promotional code on their Facebook, so if anybody actually plays Titanfall 2 and they want to get a free skin or a Coliseum ticket or a 2x experience ticket as well, because I know a lot of people are trying to wonder how you get those. It's actually through promotional codes with Mountain Dew, which is kind of odd. But one thing you also get with it is a brand new Ion skin, and I ended up getting the Mountain Dew Ion skin, and it's really cool. Main reason being that you don't actually get like a stupid logo of Mountain Dew or anything like that. It's like pitch black and green, which is awesome. So it's like a pure black Titan, but you get like little bits of green stripes on it, which is kind of cool. So I will hopefully show you that in the PlayStation 4 Pro footage, because it looks so freaking badass. Now today we're actually using the G2 rifle, which I've just recently re-unlocked, because I've actually got into Generation 2. This is one of those things that you can do in Titanfall, where you basically kind of like level up and then you can kind of reset again. You get some special skins, kind of like in Call of Duty, to kind of like show off, and it also has it next to your name, and it looks pretty, well, pretty and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not the biggest thing, like the whole prestige system in Titanfall. I'd probably say do it once. Like I remember doing it originally once in Titanfall 1, and then being kind of like, yeah, I'm done. I don't really want to regen again and stuff. They call it regeneration in this, which is kind of odd, but it's still cool. It's still this kind of thing where it makes you feel like you've achieved something when you get to Generation 2. I think it goes all the way up to Generation 10, and I think as well the way that they've combated it in this game is that once you regenerate once, that's it. It's done. Like when you get to like say the end of Generation 2, it kind of like laps itself and just keeps going, which is kind of awesome. So it kind of gives you like a free skin every single time you get to like the max out of that generation, which is, I like that when you max out the, you know, maximum level, so like level 55 I think, which is cool, which is fantastic. Try to take that dude down. Look how much health he has. Nothing. He has freaking nothing. He had like a tiny piggle of health, and I didn't take it from him, which means I need my vengeance. It seems that my Titan is actually doing really well by itself. Look, now remember, we are actually using Ronin today, as the thumbnail stated, and the reason for that is because we actually got a little bit of a requestage for Ronin to be used in the multiplayer videos, and I'm happy to show you some Ronin. Now, this is actually a really old video. I really apologize for that. This is actually part of the backlog. You may notice that my Ronin right here is actually using a desert camo, should I say, sorry. And this is because it's one of the first skins that you get. Oh my goodness, a Titan's about to drop on top of me. That was really lucky. This is one thing you do not want to do. When you load in your Titan and then someone is watching you with eagle vision, just waiting for you to jump into it, and just as you're about to jump into it, they do the thing where they drop their own Titan on top of yours. I've had that happen to me. I've done it to other people. It's so freaking epic, and I've been really trying hard to get like a really good shot of it for like review footage, but it's so freaking difficult. Now, we are playing Bounty Hunter as well, and in Bounty Hunter, obviously, you have to try and hunt down the NPCs. Got completely sandwiched by an NPC Titan there, which was also a Ronin, and is that an enemy Ion? Damn you! And also a pilot using that charge shot. Just loads of people trying to bully me today, which is not very nice, but we are going to get some revenge here. The enemy NPC trying to use that laser. Oh wait, is that an NPC or is that my team? Oh, landing down and snapping that neck. That is what we call a fatality. That was awesome. That was nice. I am the hype man. But, comment section below, let me know what do you think to Titanfall 2. Would love to know. Remember, don't forget to drop a like if you ultimately enjoy this video, and why not subscribe for more Titanfall 2 content in the future. But, look how pretty this game is, and it's only on PlayStation 4. I mean, this is the thing, even though I have a PlayStation 4 Pro, you don't have to feel kind of rushed about getting a PlayStation 4 Pro, because, like, it still looks really good on the PlayStation 4. The only things you're getting is a incredibly consistent frame rate, and you're also getting like a few extra details, like in the shaders and, you know, in like the sharpness and stuff. Like one thing as well that really bugged me in the loadout screen is when your Titan, your pilots are rendering, there's like a little bit of like a rendering phase whenever you go to any of them. It takes just a slightly too little longer of a time, but on the PlayStation 4 Pro, it's pretty much like that. It's like instantaneous. It's like a tiny bit, but I guess that's what games are like these days. You know, their character models are so detailed, they have to show a little bit of rendering. It's kind of annoying, but you know, we have to get over it. Now, I was saying before I ended up rudely interrupting myself that we are actually playing on Bounty Hunter. Remember, when you're playing bounty hunter, the whole point of the mode is to fight over the enemy AI. I know you kind of do that in Attrition, but in this one it's actually really focused on doing that. So make sure you are killing those enemy AI locations like on A or B, or even the AI Titans, because they actually give you so much money. Supposedly they give you 600. I think they're supposed to give you $600, but I've ended up finding that sometimes I'll only get 300 if I get the kill shot. I think maybe it shares with the assist. Maybe there's like someone who gets like half of it as well, I'm not too sure. But it's really awesome and really, really useful, you know, for kind of like, well, winning. Because the more money you get, obviously you cash that in and that helps your team actually score. It seems like we've got like a massive battle going on here. My Ronin is nearly dead again, but I'm going to try and use as many of my abilities as possible to actually get out on top. We have an enemy Tone. Oh my goodness, using that sword to block here. I'm going to try and use my shockwave attacks there, just try and take down a bit more of that damage on the Tone, but it seems not to work out. Remember that one thing that is kind of a shame when it comes to using Ronin is that it has a bit too little of health. And it also has very little when it comes to its own kind of like defense capabilities. I don't know if anybody else has that kind of like sharing of opinion on that, but I feel like maybe it should kind of like reduce even more damage when it does those block sword attacks, because it feels like it's still receiving way too much. I don't know, because like you actually have like an entire ability dedicated to trying to block incoming damage, and you already have things like the vortex shield and stuff which blocks everything, or the Tone's actual kind of, you know, personal shield which blocks again everything. Yet with Ronin, it actually doesn't block that much. It does like a little bit of a block of damage, but it's still getting an immense chippage. Like say if you're using Ronin against Tone, and Tone ends up using the ultimate against you. We actually did kill the pilot there. What actually ended up killing me? Can we actually confirm what killed me there? Grass killed me! I think it was actually one of those boost crab bomb things. God damn it, those are really evil. As you saw there, they can actually merge into the grass, which is kind of worrying. But also the first time I've ever been killed by one of those in multiplayer. After this match, I have never been killed by any more. I've got a croaky throat! Oh my goodness, I sounded like a creepy old witch then. I also have vodka with me. I don't have my hot cocoa with me today. I actually have some orange and vodka, which is quite good. Means I don't have to worry about the whole, you know how last video I was kind of like, oh my god, I need to drink my coffee or it's going to get cold. Now I don't have to worry about that. We're actually in the enemy's electric smoke there. That was really lucky able to bunny hop out of that. But we're going to try and take the enemy's battery now. Remember, one thing that you want to try and do is make sure you are actually taking down those Titans as the pilots, or they will end up dominating the field. And fantastic. Oh my goodness, he's looking at me. Try and dodge those bullets. Ooh, that was lucky, but rather epic at the same time. Oh, he dropped the Ronin on top of him. There we go. That is legit. So one thing you can do is, if you do actually have enemy Titans on the field, you can drop your own Titan on top of them, and it will actually do immense damage. Look at that blockage of the sword, too. It's actually doing really well while holding a shield. And I don't know if that's because we are actually holding a shield on my Ronin, and so it obviously, with the shield, it takes damage, but it like reduces damage at the same time. So I don't know if combining the sword with the shield meter on your health actually helps even further. I'm not too sure. I'll have to experiment with that. But as you saw there, when you're blocking those like gunshot attacks with your sword, it's so epic. And the amazing thing too is that the sword actually tracks where the enemy fire is coming from. So if someone actually fires a laser at you, it actually kind of like moves the sword to actually block that laser attack. It doesn't feel cheap or kind of like it doesn't feel like gimmicky or fake when the sword has been like moved around and stuff to block bullets. It just looks actually like legit, like it's blocking all of those bullets, and it's so epic. But again, the only really issue that I have is that it doesn't really, like, as you can see, look, it blocks damage, but it feels like it doesn't block enough. Like, do you think it should like block all of it, or do you think it should block just a little bit more? I just don't know. I mean, obviously you have it unlimited, maybe that's the reason why they put chip damage on it, but I feel like it just needs like a little bit more so it doesn't feel so useless. I'm not too sure. Comment section below, let me know. I would love to know. I mean, what is your opinion on Ronin in general? Like, I really like Ronin, but I feel like there needs to be either increased sword block damage, okay, or you actually have to have more damage on the sword melee. Because that is something that I have a little bit of an annoyance with as well, is that when you do actually go into sword core where you have dedicated sword melee attacks, but it amplifies the damage of your melee attacks. Oh my goodness, I did get like no shots on that guy then. That was kind of depressing. That is so unlike me. But I feel like maybe the sword core maybe needs a little bit more damage, so either you can block more damage or you can dish out more damage with the sword. That is kind of like my theory at the moment of what I think Ronin should improve on. I don't know if they will be patching this game to actually do kind of like balancing when it comes to the stats of the Titans and the pilots, because you will find some developers are actually just rather happy with what they've done. Like Battlefield, you generally don't see them like patch like the weapons in Battlefield and stuff. We actually might be able to get a fatality kill here, so you may notice this enemy Ion blocking all those bullets with that vortex shield. But as I said, said, look, he can block all damage when using that. Obviously, if you get shot in the butt cheeks or the love handles, he can't block anything, but he can block even melee attacks to that thing, which is kind of depressing. Oh, he's in emergency mode. Can we go for the fatality, though? I'm trying to wishy-wash all over him. No, you stole it! That was just mean. That team fellow Ion just stole my fatality. I do not appreciate that. You may notice this truck in the middle of the map. That is actually really useful actually for blocking enemy fire. You can actually hide behind that as a Titan. It's kind of cool actually that you do actually have kind of like, what would you say, kind of like cover systems for the Titans, because the Titans can crouch, and it's actually really useful depending on which... Oh, denied that guy from getting into his Titan. That was awesome. Oh, I've got another one. That was cool. It's really actually really awesome when you're using the sword on enemy pilots and they jump into the air, and it feels like you're using like a baseball bat. It's like, it's out of there. Oh, he nearly escaped. It's so cool when you do that. It just feels so freaking badass. My teammate there trying to use its nipple ultimate laser charge there, but sadly could not pull it off. That enemy, is that a, what is that? Is that a tone? And the smoke's kind of blocking it. It's kind of like in a haze of mystery. I think that's a tone. Yeah, it's definitely a tone because I have the personal shield. But it's so cool when you actually like pull it off with that sword attack, because it's kind of like, it's like reaching out of a hand, and sometimes it feels like it just doesn't reach enough. But then sometimes it just does, and it just feels freaking badass. Oh, a nice little shot there. The really cool thing is we're actually using the G2 semi-automatic rifle today, and it's an unusual weapon because in the original Titanfall it was really hard to kind of like get a hang of, but in Titanfall 2 it has a little bit more aim assist to it, so it feels really fun to use. And this is something as well that's really awesome about Titanfall 2, is that they've made a lot of the guns way more accessible. I don't know if anybody else can actually agree with that, but say like with the shotguns as well, like the original shotgun on Titanfall 1 was really hard to use, maybe just the range. Oh, I just died a horrible death by that Tone's ultimate, which is obviously the 2 missile cells. As you saw there, like trying to whack the shizzle out of him, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's right. I don't know if maybe you're supposed to use the sword itself, like the melee stacks, for like behind the Titan, and then use the shotgun to, well, just shoot it from the front. I'm not too sure about that. It kind of makes me curious though, because like, maybe, I don't know, maybe what would the sword be really good for? Because it feels like it's really underwhelming when you're fighting Titans one-on-one. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm just kind of like losing it. I can't really give you a righteous kind of like notes on that, but I don't know. I expected more from the sword. I expected like again, if it would do more damage or block more damage, and so hopefully they would do actually potentially fix that in the future. I could be completely wrong. I just need to shut up and enjoy the game for what it is, and I do. I love this game like a ton, but you know, I just feel like maybe Ronin needs a little bit more love. I feel like he's probably like the odd one out, maybe. Like, it's the one that I use the least, which is kind of funny, and it's actually kind of interesting as well, because you will actually see not many Ronins on the field when playing this game, and I don't know if that's because of the whole feeling of corridoriness when it comes to playing Titanfall 2. Like, a lot of the original maps in Titanfall 1 were very open, you know, for you to run around, so they had some corridor segments in them, but you were still kind of, like, stuck in, like, you know, like massive open fields, like jump around and stuff. While in Titanfall 2, you're actually stuck. But in closed places, like this map here, you actually have a massive open area. But then there's not really many other places like that. Like, you have the one which is kind of like two little villages on each side, like the stone wall place with the bridge in the middle, and you can kind of go underneath that bit. And that bit's kind of like open, but you never see conflict in those areas. There are so many parts of Titanfall 2's maps where you see nothing happening. There's always these key, like, focal areas of conflict. You either have this side, the middle, or the other side. You never have, like, the outskirts, you know? It's kind of interesting. Like, they're there. They're, like, part of the environment to make it feel like it's, like, this open map. Like, that has, like, so much places to kind of wander around and stuff. But it's, like, it's not kind of, like, immensely, you know, like, engaged, I guess would be the word. Now, another ability that I haven't actually mentioned with Ronin is that you can actually, what do you call it, like, phase lock? I think it's called phase lock, where basically you can, like, switch into another dimension and kind of, like, dodge attacks. It allows you to basically teleport a little bit for a short amount of time. Really awesome, really useful. It's quite good for dodging ultimates. Oh, look at that fatality finish. This is the one thing. I definitely agree that Ronin has the best fatality. I love how he kind of like does the slash, which is really epic in that cinematic camera, but then he ends up doing that thing where he kind of like turns the sword around and stabs them into the floor. So bad. So let's see if we can do another one. I'm not too sure though, because we've got barely any health. We've got a shield over protecting me. We've got that enemy Ion using his vortex shield to block as much as possible. I am wailing on this dude. Please die. Thank you. Oh my goodness, we actually got the pilot taken out there as well, and it seems we're actually nearing victory. Funnily enough, I've not been concentrating on the bank that much. This is something that I have a little bit of an issue of with myself when it comes to playing Titanfall 2's Bounty Hunter mode, is that I don't focus on the actual bank. Like, I'll be killing NPCs, but I'll just kind of like hoard the money like I am an NPC. Like, I'm just like, yeah, you try and take that money from me. And then I'll end up getting really frustrated when I lose the money, because obviously when an enemy player kills you, or if you kill an enemy player, you or they lose half of the money that you're holding, which is quite scary. So right now I have 490 $96, and if we cash this in, I pretty much think we're going to win this. But the enemy team is really close to winning as well, so it's one of those things where who can actually get to the bank first? I am rushing here in my Ronin, see if I can get to this bank as fast as possible. Maybe someone will be waiting for there. I'm not too sure. There is actually an enemy pilot. Oh, there are so many. No! What happened? I got killed! This is an emotional moment. There's not enough time left and they're taking over. Oh, that was so close. My team has to cash in some form of currency. There are only 23 seconds left and we need to get to that bank within those 20 seconds to cash in and potentially win the game. Are they winning or are we winning? Oh, there are just too many of them around there. 13 seconds and I get shot in the back. That was so freaking close. We were like on the verge of winning there. But it is really good to know that if you are nearing the end of a match, that there is that possibility of the enemy team or you and your team winning. We got a defeat there, but we tried so freaking hard, tried to get to that bank right at the end. We would have won that if I had cashed that in. All that money! All of that money. Remember, one really good tip about bounty hunts when it comes to cashing in money is to go to where your teammates are. That is one thing mainly to do. Because if you go to the opposite one, it'll generally be completely swarmed by enemy pilots. So make sure you are going somewhere all your teammates are around to make sure you have that little bit more extra layer of defense, I guess you could say. But that was so freaking epic. That one moment, you know, it's like that could have changed everything. And it did. We were on the verge of winning. And then the Tide Turner came from the enemy team actually taking me out. It only cost one player to die and you lose the game. How crazy is that, right? Knowing that there was just that one. Oh, it's just... Oh, why? Why does life do such things to me? But I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been so freaking epic. I would love to know your opinion in the comment section below, though. Some Titanfall 2 getting away there in the dropship. I got top of the scoreboard. Look, 20 kills. That was not bad. You know, and I cashed in quite a little bit of moolah, dropping that electric smoke just to look after my team in case there are any Titans or pilots with those anti-Titan guns shooting on my dropship. But I would love to know your opinion of this gameplay in the comment section below. Remember to drop a like if you ultimately enjoyed this video, and why not subscribe for more Titanfall 2 gameplay in the future? So freaking epic when those things happen, don't you think? I think that's epic. I mean, I don't know if does anyone else agree? Oh, I'm just by myself. It's okay, I understand. But it's been me, some Josh, bringing you some Titanfall 2. And I'll see you all next time. I'm going to drink some more of this vodka and orange. Ciao.